Okay guys, I am gonna go into 3 main reasons why I have chosen to continue to homeschool my children post-pandemic. So I know a lot of people opted to do this in 2020, 2021, but when 2022 came around, people started getting their kids back into school, and I decided to keep mine at home. I know that I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate comments. That's okay, this is open commentary. I would love to hear your thoughts. Trust me, before I started homeschooling my children, I did not think this was the way I wanted to go. So again, as hard as it is to only give you 3 reasons why I've continued to homeschool, here they are. Number 1 would be curriculum. Let's just talk about that. So I've taken a really deep dive into what it was that I learned in the traditional school system and what I felt was really, really needed moving forward. And so yes, traditionally speaking, I think my children need to learn how to read in public, public speaking, writing, math, which I suck at, by the way. And other people are gonna say, well, if you suck at it, then why don't you send them to school? Well, I get tutors. I fill in where I have limited knowledge or teaching ability to be able to teach something that I may not be so good in myself, and that's okay. But besides those basic fundamentals of school, here are some really fun things that I get to lean into with my kids that I also feel may be missing in the traditional school setting. Things like the family nuclei. I feel that in the past few years, people have really leaned into wanting to bond more with their children, and I am not knocking on previous parenting styles, but years in front of us, there were husband, wife, wife combos who were both working and whose kids go to school 5 days a week. And it's just really hard to come together as a family unit. Why? I've been there. My kids came home from school and then had homework and then off to soccer, come home, eat and go to bed. There's really no time to bond, ask questions about your day, things like that. I have witnessed and can honestly tell you that my family has bonded in a way over the last 3 years that's been something that I would almost say is magical. I am so close with my children already, and they're asking me the deepest and darkest of questions, and that's okay. I want them to be able to come to me and ask those questions, but I feel like giving them the opportunity to see me more, for me to see them more, for me to check in on them more, whether that's emotionally, physically, what have you, educationally, giving ourselves that opportunity to be around each other is something that you just factually cannot get when they are in school 5 days a week. Common decency. And I know that this again may strike a chord because of course we try to teach these concepts in a really big, broad setting with 30 and 40 children in a classroom. But I get to teach this on a level and a day-to-day basis, whether that is even being helpful around the house to me or while we're grocery shopping, being kind and considerate to the elderly person walking through the door and holding the door for them. There's so much kind of hatred in the world right now and pointing of the fingers and things like that, that I feel like going, again, back to the basics of the family nuclei, common decency, i.e. being good human beings, is something that I want to make sure that, especially now more than ever, I'm leaning into that. Life skills. I can go on and on and on about this. My boys are 10 and 12 years old. I do not cook breakfast. I haven't cooked breakfast in over a year because my children know how to cook breakfast. Guess what? I did not know how to cook until I was an adult going into the Air Force. That's a fact, and I can say that that's a fact for a lot of people in my age bracket. So my children know how to cook. They know how to do laundry. If you ask them my favorite phrase in our house, it would be attention to detail. So if my children are asked to go and complete a tasking around the house that I feel falls under the life skill category, but they complete it, well, let's just go straight to it, half-assed, then they get to go do it again because I'm trying to teach them attention to detail. Attention to detail is something, again, that not a teacher in a class setting isn't going to be able to maybe drive home to all 40 children, but because I have the opportunity and the time at hand to talk about these things, attention to detail, go do it again, go do it again. I asked you to put the socks away. These 2 don't match. I'm gonna unfold all the socks so that you can find the matching socks, put them together, attention to detail. That one key phrase I feel like can catapult my children to success no matter what they do if they figure out that one thing, attention to detail. So number 2 reason why I have kept my children at home is to be able to travel. And to not only travel, but to travel with 0 restrictions. So whenever we plan a vacation, I don't even want to call it a vacation because a lot of times it's real estate related and it's our new investment property that we're buying and we're bringing the kids along with us to learn the side of real estate that we love and hold near and dear to our heart. But we can travel with 0 restrictions. So many times we ask for family and friends to come with us on these great adventures. And unfortunately, their response is, oh, I'm sorry, the kids are in school. And that's great. That is wonderful. As we can all do, there's pros and cons to everything in life. I'm just saying that I am able to travel with my family 12 months out of the year with 0 restrictions. And that really, really opens up a whole other world of adventure and family dynamics and all kinds of fun things, just not being restricted to the school schedule. Number 3, and again, this is really hard to boil down to only 3 points on why I have chosen to continue to homeschool, like really, really hard. I could probably give you 20. But one that I've realized, and it's probably come about in this last year, is the closer my children are to me, the closer they are to my work ethic, how much time I'm really putting into working and being on the computer, phone calls that aren't fun to take all the time, me being exhausted, appreciation that comes with that, them being close and seeing the dynamics of what I do day in, day out has gained them appreciation. And I know this because just like tonight, I'm here making YouTube videos for all of you guys, but when I come home, my kids are starting to say things like, thank you for working so hard for us. Or, Mom, would you like any water or anything? How was your day? I think when kids go to school back and forth, and parents are working, we all are on this constant hamster wheel. And sometimes there's no moment to find appreciation in each other, back and forth. And so them being close and seeing this kind of work ethic that I've created has given them an even deeper appreciation for the things in their life and how hard their mom and dad work for them, etc. So again, super, super hard to boil things down. I hope that you enjoyed this video on a few reasons why I've really leaned into the homeschooling post-pandemic, which I should note, I never saw myself being a homeschooling mother because I am so busy with work and being an entrepreneur and things like that. But it has just captured a part of my heart that I've really enjoyed. If you have any additional questions, if you want to know anything more of what I'm doing, diving into the curriculums that I'm using, etc., please be sure to like, subscribe, put all the comments down before, follow me on Instagram. I do get back to my Instagram messages if you want to get in contact with me. And yeah, cheers to everybody's educational journey. Especially for the ones that have chosen homeschooling. A shout out to you. It's not easy, but it is extremely, extremely heartfelt. See you later.